traveler, yeah, I'm on the go. And Gala right beside me, that's how we roll. I'm dealing with precision, every move so clean. PLO stacking, no luck, just keen. From Monaco to Macau, I'm pulling up strong. Every table I sit at, I belong, playing long. Gold on my wrist, chips in the pile. World's my casino when I'm winning with style. High stakes, no fakes, I'm living the game. From the felt to the jet, man, it's all in my name. Gallows got my back, he my ride or die. We seeing new horizons, living life worldwide. From city to city, I'm the king of the board. Rockets lunching high while the chips get stored. Rockets wheel, sky's the limit, I'm flying high. Poker bracelets, PLO, I'm touching the sky. World traveler, yeah, I'm on the go. And Gala right beside me, that's how we roll. Rockets wheel, sky's the limit, I'm flying high. Poker bracelets, PLO, I'm touching the sky. World traveler, yeah, I'm on the go. And Gala right beside me, that's how we roll. From the tournament lights to the clear blue skies.
Play your hand, play your hand. No fuck, counting the stacks, stacking the rags. 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 No fuck, play your hand, play your hand. Play your hand, play your hand. Play your hand, play your hand. Play your hand, play your hand.
Good evening and welcome to Champions Poker Live from Champions Club in Houston, Texas. It is time for the final table of our multi-flight, multi-bag event for the Fall Poker Open. From a field of 539 players, we're down to the final 9, and these players are playing for a top prize of $29,380. Everybody at the table is guaranteed $2,930 at this point, and let's take a look at the chip counts. Our big chip leader is Sims with over 4 million in chips, and short stack right now is Hale, who has 765,000, about 12.5 big blinds. Average stack right now is about 30 big blinds, and there's a look at the pay table. Big difference between 9th and 1st. Everybody looking at that top prize. Let's get the cards in the air. Thank you all for joining us. If you're watching live, be sure to pop into the chat. Let me know who you're sweating out there. This is not the last event of the Fall Poker Open. We do have some more tournaments tomorrow. Seniors event, 15K guarantee starting tomorrow morning at 10. We also have the Last Chance Turbo No Limit Holdem tomorrow afternoon. That's going to be a 10K guarantee, and then we have a nightly event as well. You can check Poker Atlas or championsclubtexas.com for all the information there. Perkin wakes up with kings. First hand of the stream. He's going to open to 140. Blinds are currently at 30 and 60,000. And look at this, Margolin. Pocket nines, repopping it to 500,000. That is about a third of his stack. Perkin is going to be loving this as it folds back around to him. Just to double check, do I really have the King Kong? Yes, I do. All in, he says. And a quick call, and we're going to have a big pot. Hand number 1, 2 million chips in the pot. Average stack right now is 1.7 million, so this pot here is going to be a big difference to one of these players. Perkin is at risk, but he has the best of it with the kings, and so far so good on this flop. Running heart's a possibility for Margolin, but he will not hit that. Needs to hit one of those 2 nines, or he will be doubling up Perkin. And it is a quick double up for seat 3, hand number 1 of the final table. That's got to feel good. Perkin came in here as one of the shorter stacks, actually second shortest stack, had 955,000 coming into the final table, and now he's going to be just over 2 million.
What a start.
That's got to feel good for him. Unfortunately for Margolin, he will now be the shortest stack at the table, 455,000. That is going to be well under 10 big blinds, so he's going to have to make something happen quick. Suited king, not good enough to go with for Margolin here. The lawyer out of Houston. Gonna wait for something slightly better. Action folding all the way around to the button. He gets out of the way as well. Blind versus blind. Tarpor, a regular on the stream, has raised it up with ace-9. He'll take this one down without a fight. Dara in the 9 seat plays a lot of our big mix games. We typically do mix game stream on Thursdays, 100, 200 limit game, and Dara there is the guy who kind of puts things together for that lineup. Strong player in all games. Not surprised at all to see him at the final table here. Miranda in the chat saying she's just here to watch some poker. Well, you've come to the right place. We're going to have some poker here tonight. Not much for anybody here. Folds all the way around to the button. Tarpor is going to put some pressure on here. He's just got 10-4, but he's got position. And he's going to get it through here, steal the blinds. Not the biggest stack at the table, but Dara not afraid to put on some pressure with a bigger stack than the blinds there. Carpenter and Pham both about half of the average stack right now. Tarpor just over 2 million after that.
Yeah, right. Maybe you would have had something good though.
I don't tell you on the money. Now you want to switch up.
Jack-7 suited, not good enough either for Margolin. He's going to have a big percentage of his stack in on the big blind next hand. But probably a good laydown here. Tato waking up with pocket 8s will open to 140. Tarpor wakes up with a pair as well. It's the deuces. He will defend from the cutoff, makes the call. Folds around to the small blind. Pham looking down at a couple of Broadway cards here. Likely to see the flop. Nope, he decides to get out of the way, out of position. Doesn't want to play a hand that could be dominated by something like ace-king, ace-jack, something like that. Heads up we go. Tato with the better pair going into it. Out of position. Heads up. Well, he's going to feel pretty good about those 8s now. Spikes a set on the flop. And Dara now almost drawing dead. Tato continues for 75,000. And he'll take that one down right there. Welcome to James Cowherd in the chat as well. Also just sweating the poker action. A couple of familiar faces on this stream. Some players have played on our cash stream before. A couple have made some of our final tables. And we've got a few new faces as well. Always good to see new players on the stream. Suited ace for Tato under the gun, opening 140. Players made it to the final table with about 10 minutes left of the 30,000, 60,000 level. Action folds all the way through to the blinds. 7-4 suited. Let's go. Oh, Perkin makes the fold. Margolin will get it all in here, though, with pocket sixes out of the big blind. Short stack will now be at risk if Tato decides to make the call. Gotta figure Margolin's range is going to be pretty wide here with his stack. And Tato does make the call here. Margolin will be at risk, but he does have the better hand right now. So far, so good for the sixes. 2 jacks on board, only 1 heart. The deuce does give a couple more outs, but the sixes will hold, and it will be a double for Margolin now. That'll get him back to $1 million in chips.
Pocket pairs this morning I had on
Out of danger for the moment.
You know, I've been losing me knocks.
Good, and the blinds are up.
Gary Ellerman saying hi in the chat. How's it going, Gary? Doing good here. Hi, Vu, Try. Rootin' on Josh. Josh that came into the final table here as the short stack. That's Hale. He is a poker dealer in the area. Good to see him on the final table. Blinds have gone up 40,000, 80,000, 80,000 now. Going to put some added pressure on these shorter stacks. Average stack now around 22 big blinds, and Hale, the short stack, is going to get it all in under the gun here. Ace Queen, a good hand to do it with. 765,000 is the number. Action will fold all the way around to the button. Folds to the big blind. Tato does not have anything to defend with here. 9-4 off, and it will be a raise and take it for Hale. Lander will open this one to 200,000 from under the gun with ace 10, and action quickly folds around to the big blind. Hale will not be defending with jack 7, a raise and take for Lander. Welcome to the chat to Joel Cerna and Kiwi Special. Welcome, welcome. Ace Queen has found its way to Perkin. Benefited from an early double up. Hand number 1 of the stream. He's going to open this one to 200,000. Tato on the button. Pocket 5s. Decides to just get out of the way. Hale will fold as well. Lander, one of the larger stacks here. Wow. 3-bet's huge. All in with Jack 10 suited. If Perkin can find this call, he's going to be in great shape to double again, but he makes the laydown. What an aggressive play by Lander. Picking up some chips there. He is getting close to that 3 million mark. Second in chips right now to Sims, who is to his left, right up there at about 4 million. Hale picking up his set of blinds and Margolin doubling up. He and Margolin and Pham now virtually tied for the short stack. And each of those players at 10 or 11 big blinds. So they'll be looking to get those chips in the middle if they find something good in their hand. Action folding all the way around to the cutoff. Tato gets out of the way. Hale with a suited king on the button. This might be good enough against the blinds. He does have to consider, though, it's the 2 biggest stacks. More likely to call him in that spot. He gets out of the way. Well, we just saw Lander jam it with Jack 10. He's just going to limp in with Jack 9 out of the small blind. Sims is going to put in a raise here with 5-3 suited. Opens this to 250,000. And we'll go heads up to the flop here. Lander coming along. Seven 4 gets there, but both of these players miss this flop. Jack high still good for the moment. Picks up a gut shot straight draw. Let's see how Sims decides to play this. He has a gut shot as well and backdoor clubs. He will continue 310,000, and Lander immediately reaching for chips here with Jack high. Makes the call. King of diamonds gives a double gutter now to Lander, and he rips it all in. And there's no way Sims can call here. He's just got a gut shot straight draw. Another very aggressive play by Lander, and it works out again. He is now the chip leader. Very close to Sims, but notches him by about 100,000. Very quiet and serious bunch here at the final table so far. This multi-flight event had 539 total entries. I believe there were 2 or 3 double bags. There was a bonus of $900 if you bagged more than one bag here. And Perkin waking up with another nice hand. Pocket 10s, he'll open to 200,000 from under the gun +2. And Hale finds ace queen again. We may have a clash here now between Hale and Perkin. Hale with the shortest stack at the table at the moment, and you're not going to find a much better hand to get it in there with. And all in he goes. Lander immediately asking for a count. I don't think he's looked at his cards yet. Wants to know where he's at before he looks down at that 9 deuce and folds. 765 is the number. And it will fold back around to the tens. Perkin getting the chips in the middle here is going to have Hale on the ropes. Hale needs an ace or a queen, or he will be eliminated in 9th place. So far, so good for the tens. Running Broadway no longer good. That 10 would give Perkin a full house. Ace or a queen only for Hale, but it will not be. The tens will hold, and that will be Joshua Hale ending his night here. 9th place, nice run. $2,930 will be going his way. And after that, 8 players remain. Each one guaranteed $38.50. But they're all eyeing that top spot. $29,380 for first. After that, an elimination average stack at right about 25 big blinds. But Perkin, who came into this very short, doubled up right away and now has eliminated the first player at this final table. And he is up over average, 2.65 million in his stack now. The only stacks bigger than him, Lander and Sims, virtually tied. Lander edging Sims out just a bit. Perkin with another nice looking hand. In early position though, ace jack could be dangerous. He is going to play the heat here and raise it up. Min click to 160. Lander waking up with a little pair now. Pocket trays. Lander has been by far the most aggressive player so far. See how he handles this in late position. He'll make the call and everybody else gets out of the way. Heads up we go. Lander with the best of it right now in position. And the threes are still good. But Perkin gonna lead right out into this 10 high flop. 175,000. And a raise from Lander. Pops it up to what looks like $500,000. This guy came to play. Raise it and take it with the pocket trays. And now Lander up over $4 million for the first time.
What did you say?
Four to win.
You want four? Oh, you can
15.7 total in play. Number 12 quickly folds around to the button. Tarpour with an ace will raise it up to 200,000. And he will steal the blinds. Fair and Fam both under $1 million in chips. Two of the shorter stacks at the table in a rough spot there, with Dara having the button every time they're in the blinds. He's going to put a lot of pressure on. This time he had an ace. Last time he did it with 10-4. He's not going to be afraid. Bam, now the short stack at 780, but not a whole lot of difference between him, Carpenter, and Margolin. One will also fold around to the button. Carpenter, looking down at king high, is going to open this one. King 6 makes it 200,000. Bam gets out of the way. Birkin has been hot. He's going to defend the big blind with 10-8. It'll be a pretty fair fight. Carpenter in the lead and in position. Going heads up to this flop. Both players connecting. Perkin with the best of it now. Middle pair for him, bottom pair for Carpenter. Carpenter also has backdoor spades and backdoor straight draws working for him, and he will continue for what looks like 125 when check 2. Leaving himself just under $500,000 behind, and Perkin's just going to call. What a card here. Triple tens now for Perkin, but Carpenter picks up the king high spade draw. He's probably going to think that that's a great card for his hand. Having paired up on the flop and now picking up a really strong draw, it's going to quickly go check, check. And the spade does not come. Trip tens with the check mark. Will Perkin be able to get any value out of this? We'll find out. He's going for all of it. Tough spot for Carpenter. He's got a piece of this, but this is for his tournament life. The difference between 8th place and 1st place is $25,000. Gets out of the way. And now Carpenter will be the shortest stack.
Well, I guess we'll see. I wanted to call really bad.
Leaving himself with about 6 big blinds. He's going to have to figure something out here in the next orbit or so. Fam right behind him, the second shortest stack at 740,000, has just under 10 bigs. Seen Lander be pretty aggressive with these suited jacks so far. Jack 9 of spades for him this time. Just limps in here, and Sims looking down at ace jack. We'll pop it up, 250,000. Gets it to fold around to the blinds. Argelin will get out of the way in the big blind. Action back on Lander. If he makes the call here, he'll be well behind. Sims dominating with the ace-jack. Things could get interesting as spades come out. Sims with that ace of spades. Lander does make the call. And we will go to a flop. Good opportunity here for Sims to recapture the chip lead. He'll be in position with the 70-30 favorite. And it does come out with two spades. Lander picking up some equity here with that jack-high flush draw. Neither player with a piece of this board, though. Ace-high still in the lead as Sims continues for 225. And Lander quickly reaching for chips. Will make the call. Over $1 million in the pot now. Whoever wins this one will be the chip leader. Three of diamonds changes nothing. Ace high still good. Looks like Sims is going to keep his foot on the gas. He's going to bet about half pot, a little over that. 675 is what it looks like to me. Lander looked like he was immediately reaching for chips to call there, but it looks now like he's just taking inventory. Sims not giving him a great price to call with just a flush draw. I think if he had a straight draw as well, he would make the call. But look at this. He rips it all in again. Man, he loves these suited jack high hands, and he gets another one through. And now he has a dominating chip lead. Crosses the 5 million mark. Has a third of the chips in play. Aggression truly paying off rather, for Lander.
Right there on the top. Yeah? Yeah. Oh. You should light up.
I have to flick it. It's not a button.
You have to move it, yeah.
I'm gonna mess up my luck, man.
Sorry about that.
It'll be Tarpur opening this one up with sevens. Early position, makes it 200,000 to go. And folds around to Perkin on the button here. He's got the ace-queen again. Seen this hand quite a few times already. Just 15 hands into the stream. It looks like he's going to come with a 3-bet. Makes it 4 1/4. Easy folds for the blinds. Action back on the sevens. Tarpur would be a slight favorite going into this flop, but out of position. He does make the call, and we have almost $1 million chips in the middle again. And not a terrible flop for the sevens. 10 high with 2 hearts. It goes check, check. Tarpur with the only heart. He's probably going to feel good about his hand now after the checks. but he will continue to control the size of the pot here. He checks it, and now Perkin going to put on a little bit of pressure here. Goes 350. Dara will make the call, looking to avoid a big card on the river. It is a jack, and front door hearts also get there. Not the best card for Dara. We see that he has the check mark, though.
Fair.
Good.
It goes check, check, and Tarapor now picking up a 1.6 million pot. He's going to cross that, or get very close to that 3 million chip mark. He is now second in chips behind Lander.
Come on.
This one quickly folds around to the button, and Margolin finds suited King Jack and gets his stack into the middle.
About 600. A little more than 600.
So gets out of the way. Lander is going to ask for a count before he looks at his hand. 640,000 is the number. Lander with a suited queen to think about. He'll know that Margolin's range is going to be pretty wide, but queen 6 is probably not a good hand to be calling with. And he gets out of the way.
That's a good hand.
Thank you, sir. It was. I promise you.
Get the impression you really don't like folding.
Hmm?
Get the impression you really don't like the fold.
Oh, what's for?
Yeah.
You want to learn this lesson earlier, probably.
Yeah.
You can't win if you fold, right? Yes or no?
You can.
Guess what? You gotta show me how to do that, okay?
No. I'm trying to learn from you.
All in.
The Kings have found their way back to the table. This time it's Pham, one of the shorter stacks. He's got all his chips in the middle. Probably hoping for some action here. But it has folded around to the blinds. Oh, Lander finding ace 10 might give him the action he wants.
What?
I'm on it.
Lander rejams to isolate, and probably a good thing for Sims, who would have definitely gotten in there with King Queen. And we'll find out now if the ace magnet Kings will find an ace here. Pham in good shape to double up, but he will be at risk.
4.
No ace on the flop, but there is a gut shot straight draw for the ace 10. Pham just needs to avoid an ace or a 4 now, and he will double. And so he does. Kings will hold. Pham back
Always a fold.
to 1.48 million. We'll be out of the woods here.
Line growth, 50, 100, 100.
Carpenter and Margolin, the only two players with less than $1 million in chips now.
Thank you.
And the big
This is
blind
gonna
will
get-
be Carpenter this very hand.
Thanks. I
Next
told you I
hand,
was
rather.
dead, right?
I heard you on that
You see
table.
all the orbit. I told you I was.
And unfortunately for him,
Yeah.
blinds are going up.
Finally.
This November, the frontier belongs to Pot Limit Omaha, and there's a million reasons to saddle up. The Poker Go Tour is coming back to Houston. The 2025 PLO Roundup at Champions Club Texas is here again with a $1 million guaranteed main event. PLO Roundup, a 4-card showdown, November 14th through 24th, 2025. For details, go to championsclubtexas.com.
We wrap up one tournament series. We've got another one in the works. November 14th, come on down to Champions Club. You can book your room at Champions Club Texas as well. We're the only poker club in the entire state that has a hotel on site. So great place to stay and play and come check out some of this crazy Texas poker action. You will not find cash games anywhere else in the world like you do here in Texas. It is something to behold. First hand of the 50 and 100,000 level, and Carpenter finds an ace. He's going to get it all in with ace 5 for 505,000. It looks like.
Sorry.
Just above 5 big blinds. Action will fold around to the button. Our big stack. Lander asking for a count. And 505 is verified.
Oh, that didn't work out. Thank you.
Lander makes the fold.
Good luck, Ollie.
Dara in the big blind is going to make the call with a suited 9-6. Knowing Carpenter's range is going to be very wide with 5 big blinds under the gun. Carpenter will be the favorite here, but it's a pretty fair fight. Dara picks up a pair, and Carpenter now going to need some help here, or he will be eliminated. Oh no, triple 9s, and that's going to seal the deal. What a card for Dara. An unfortunate card for Conrad Carpenter, software developer from here in Houston. He'll be taking home $3,850 for his efforts here today, and his 8th place finish. Got the money in good. That's all you can do. Unfortunately, the 9s were in the favor of Dara Tarp, who now is right up there at around 3 million in chips again. 29,380 up top. 7 players remain. Everyone guaranteed 4,800 at this point.
I could buy 200 from him and give you a full grand. Yeah, 200.
Oh, you call that number?
Just something.
Erkin with ace jack will just call from under the gun.
Yep.
That's how giving some thought to a suited king, but gets out of the way, and now Lander is going to be looking down at ace 5 suited. He's been very aggressive, and he's got a lot of chips now. He opts to just limp in. Tarpor also makes the call from the small blind. Bam, one of the shorter stacks, but he does have over $1 million now. He's going to go ahead and check his option. We'll see our first multi-way flop here. 4 players going to the flop. Perkin with the best hand going in. But it comes out with 2 spades on board. Lander picking up the nut flush draw, but Fam taking the lead with top pair. Checks all the way around. Free card is the 7 of clubs. Not changing much. Fam still in the lead. Perkin with the gut shot to Broadway. Lander with the nut flush draw. And Tarpor now picking up a small straight draw. 5 would give him a straight. Fam's going to get some money in there now. 225 is the number.
That should be 200. That should be 200.
Perkin makes the call, and Lander quickly reaching for chips as well. Makes the call. Tarpor getting a pretty good price to try to hit that straight, but it would not be the nut straight even if he made it. He gets out of the way, and now only 3 players go to the river. Which comes the 10 of hearts. Perkin finds his gut shot and has the nuts. Broadway.
If you want to give me a quarter, it doesn't matter.
Bam checks. Perkins
One in somewhere or other.
probably just thinking about what bet size can I get in there and still get at least one of these players to call me. He's going to go relatively small, 450. There's 1.1 in the middle. Ace-5 of spades hits the muck, a total miss for him, and now Fam has to decide if his top pair is good enough with this weak kicker. Very wet board.
It's still using it, right?
Yeah, sure.
I think if this hand was heads up the whole way, you might have to make the call with top pair, but with this hand going 4 ways to the flop and 3 ways to the turn, Fam might be worried that top pair bad kicker is not good enough. Perkin giving him a very good price though. Such a tough spot. 7th place, 4,800. First place, 29,000. And with that in mind, Fam gets out of the way and decides to hang on to the chips he has left. Another nice pot for Perkin. Creeping up on that 3 million mark. He is 3rd in chips. Margolin now the short stack. He will be in the big blind next hand, but 10-3 not good enough to defend. That's just over 8 big blinds. Folds to the hijack, and Lander just rips it in here with ace-3, putting the pressure on the blinds.
Save you guys the staff fees.
Folds to Perkin, who looks down at king-9 suited. He might have called a raise, but he's not calling an all-in. He gets out of the way. Another very aggressive play from the chip leader. will fold around to the hijack. Sims will open to 200,000 with ace-4. Action folding to the big blind. Margolin, the short stack, finds a suited hand and looks like he's just going to rip it in here with 8-3 suited.
700.
And this is going to be a tough spot for Sims, who has a weak offsuit ace.
7.
Raised it to 2 big blinds, would have to call 7.5. It's out of the way. A nice play by Margolin, who is now up over $1 million in chips again.
Calling.
Bam in the cutoff. Now the shortest stack at the table. We'll get it all in for 10 big blinds. Ace-5 suited for him. And it will fold around to the big blind. Tato unlikely to call with Queen-8 off. He gets out of the way. It's a raise and take for Fam. A walk for the big stack.
I'm on.
Well, here's a nice hand for a short stack to wake up to. Pocket jacks in the cutoff.
Million.
Gonna get it all in. Just over $1 million.
40.
Lander taking his time here with 5-4, but eventually gets out of the way, and Sims almost certainly will be calling with ace-jack. That would leave Sims with just 5 big blinds, though. He may find a way to get out of the way here, could be dominated a lot of times by ace king, ace queen, or flipping against a pair. We see that he's dominated against a pair of jacks. He does find the fold, and Margolin will win the minimum, but win nonetheless. Ball Poker Open not over yet. We still have 3 events tomorrow. Seniors event starting at 10 a.m. It has a 15K guarantee. We also have a Turbo No Limit Hold'em one-day event tomorrow with a 10K guarantee. You can check Poker Atlas or Champions Club Texas for details on those events. One quickly folds around to the button. Lander will get out of the way with King 7. Sims is going to limp in here with 8-6, and Dara checks his option. Tarpoor Jack 10 will have the best of it in position. Heads up we go. Jack 10. Flopping good here. Bottom pair and an open ender. Quickly goes check, check, and now a pair for Sims as well. Bottom pair. That might be a good card for Tarpoor, as he might get a little value now. Checks to him, he bets 200,000. Sims does make the call here. Jack 10 with the check mark, and Tarpoor's just going to check his equity here and pick up this 700K pot and increase his stack a bit. He's still second in chips behind Lander. This one folds around to the button, and Sims wakes up with kings. Puts in the min click, and look at this. Fam with ace jack in the big blind. Rips it all in, and Sims with the instant call. These stacks are virtually identical. One of these players is going to be eliminated or crippled here. If the counts are correct right now, Sims does have slightly more than Fam. But it is very, very close. This hand is basically going to be an elimination hand. And look at this flop here. Kings are still in the lead, but another king would give ace-jack Broadway. And now look at this. Another diamond shows up. And it's an ace on the river. Fam. It's going to get a full double up here. And Sims is going to be left with less than one big blind if those counts are correct. What a full double for Fam. And what a cooler for Sims. Wakes up with kings. Came into this final table as the chip leader. And has just not been able to get anything to develop since the start. And now down to almost nothing. Ouch. Terrible spot for Sims. Nothing you can do there. Obviously calling every single time with kings. You're hoping for somebody to rip it in on you like that. And Fam just hitting the right card. He's obviously not playing that any differently either. Ace Jack in the big blind against a min click, which is 10 big blinds. The hands play themselves. Early open from Tattoo. King Queen offsuit makes it 200,000. Action folds all the way around to Perkin in the big blind, and he is unlikely to defend here with Jack Trey offsuit. Just as I say that, he flips in the one big blind and makes the call. Tattoo going to be a big favorite here and in position. Was a big favorite until Perkin flops two pair, top and bottom. Check it over. And Tattoo does not take the bait, checks it back, and now picks up top pair. That's going to be a costly turn card for Tattoo, I do believe. Perkin now reaching for chips is going to bet 200,000. And Tattoo with only 9 bigs left, turning top pair. Front door hearts did get there. That might save him from getting all the chips in the middle. He just calls. Almost $1 million in the middle now. Oh, and a counterfeiting 7. Tattoo now with the check mark. And Perkin moving his chips into the middle. And it's going to be Tattoo who gets a full double if he makes the call. Could be worried about hearts. But that 7 of spades just saved him. Taking inventory. Makes the fold. What a play by Perkin. Puts max pressure on and gets the better hand to lay it down. Tattoo now at 690, and I think the only reason he folds that hand is because Sims has only one big blind. He doesn't want to miss a pay jump with those hearts out there. Always interesting when the table dynamics are such that somebody is supposed to go out first. Well, Tattoo rewarded with jacks now, and same situation. He is the second shortest stack. Sims with only one big blind. Does he want to risk it? Yes, all in. Can't blame him here. Under the gun, 6.5 bigs. And action will fold around to the blinds. Perkin gets out of the way from the small blind. Margolin with the 9-6 suited this time, but he doesn't have the chip stack that Tarapur did when he called and eliminated a player with 9-6 of diamonds earlier. Tattoo will pick up the blinds and get himself a free orbit, which has to feel good with his chip stack size.
But he had a big stack out of him. It's tall.
One folds around to the button. Perkin with king jack suited. Eyeing up the stacks here of Margolin and Tato in the blinds. They're both at around 9-10 big blinds each. Perkin will raise it to 400,000. Margolin giving it some thought here with Jack 10. He'll get out of the way. And Tato finds one of the other kings, King 7. He'll raise and take it for Perkin.
Does it roll big blind first here? What does it roll? Big blind first?
Sims with the decision. Looks like the graphics are a little off on his stack size. I'm seeing closer to 160 than 80, but same sort of situation. 1.5 big blinds is about the same as 1 big blind. Get it in with the queen high now, or forced all in with a random hand on the next hand. The problem is when you are all in, some of that money is going to be dead as the ante in the middle, so you don't win as much back. So you're getting slightly better equity getting it in before you're in the blind. But queen 3 offsuit is definitely not where you want to be for 1.5 big blinds.
I'm doing this for content. I have one move. I'm just taking a vacation before I make it.
I believe Sims is waiting for the blinds to increase, as this is a big blind first establishment. So if the blinds go up to 150 or 125 or whatever it's going to be next, he'll have more in the big blind, which is actually better for him. And so he's going to tank until somebody calls the clock on him, or until the level changes, probably. Everybody knows what's going on, so they're not bothering to call the clock. Little interesting tournament strategy there. He gets out of the way, and a good thing as Tarpoor wakes up with kings right behind him. He'll open to 250. Holds around to Margolin on the dealer button. He's going to get it in with ace-jack. We have another ace-jack versus kings situation.
$1,040,000.
And Lander asking for a count before he looks at his hand. It's just over $1 million, 1.04. And of course, a quick call from Tarpoor after Lander gets out of the way. We have a very similar situation. But Dara does have Margolin well covered here, so even if he loses, he'll be still in pretty decent shape. 10 high flop, good news for the kings. And Margolin is going to need some help here, looking for an ace. Or a Broadway card. It is an ace. Wow, again, ace-jack beating kings. And Dara is going to have to pay Margolin off here, and that's going to get Margolin up over 2 million chips. Some of these stacks are starting to flatten out a little bit. Sims Going to be all in the blind here. This hand, and Tato the other short stack at about 6 big blinds. Everybody else kind of in the same shape, except for Lander, who's up over 4 million. Back-to-back monsters for Dara. He's going to open to 3.5 bigs with jacks. Sims is all in the dark here. That count is a little bit off. So Sims looking for a king here, or Dara will be eliminating him with the jacks, or queen rather. So far so good for the jacks.
Come back for the second day.
And the jacks will hold. Dara eliminating Sims in 7th place. And Charles Sims will be going home with $4,830 tonight for his efforts. Just ran into it.
Oh, really? They closed like the 59 where I was home from. I take a different.
Did not really make anything happen once it got down to the final 9.
Oh, big and small, you know. So I was like, dang.
6 players remain. Everybody guaranteed $5,900 now. First place, $29,380. As we continue, with 6 players remaining, average stack around 26 big blinds now. Pocket 7s for Fam under the gun, opens to 250. Blinds have gone up to 75 and 125. And Perkin looking down at 10s again. He's had this hand already today. He's going to be in great shape here against Fam. He's coming with the 3-bet to 600,000. Gets Margolin out of there with a very playable King Jack of Spades. Looks playable until you're facing a 3-bet. Action folding to the big blind. Dead small this hand. Tarpor with King Queen, another very playable hand. But again, out of position, facing a 3-bet pre-flop. It's not going to feel quite as strong. Dar gets out of the way. And Fam will defend here with the 7s. And heads up we go to the flop. Fam needing a lot of help. There will be no help here. 2 jacks on the board, 2 pair for each player. Perkins 10s still way out in front. And Fam's probably going to think this is a great flop for him with the paired board. Checks it over. Perkin bets 475. That would be just under a third of Fam's remaining chips. He gets out of the way. Perkin with the show. Letting everybody know he's not messing around here. And he takes second spot on the leaderboard now. Just under 4 million chips. Lander at just above 4 million chips.
Yeah. Oh, you do? It's close. 6K.
King Jack again for Margolin. This time offsuit. This time he's not facing a raise. He'll just limp in here for a buck and a squirt. Around to the blinds. Tarpor defends with 10-6. And Fam looking down at 9-8. In the big blind will just rip it all in. The passive action of Margolin emboldening him, and he's going to get 2 folds and pick this up
Last time it was sure tens, I had a jack.
with the worst hand.
Some hand just I thought, well, maybe I'll try it this time. Stupidly.
I jam it up when you call. You go on the tank. You go on the tank.
I have to see if you.
Big one, yeah.
I said it would have been hard to do.
Yeah, I know. Now, final table is kind of tough to do. Especially with other shorties.
Six raises 300.
One folds around to the button. Tarpor with King Jack will open to 300,000. Perkin looking down at Ace Queen in the big blind.
What you got? All in?
I don't believe you.
Perkin not playing this slow at all. Rips it in. 2.4 million. The effective bet. Tarpor the shorter stack. Dara makes the fold.
Almost. Took a detour.
Damn. Crap, I'm terrible.
Say 300.
7-4 in the muck. No. Tarpor opening this one with ace-9 out of the cutoff here, and Perkin with another monster. He's got the red rockets in the small blind. Facing a 300,000 raise. You got Tato right behind him, or sorry, Margolin right behind him, taking inventory. Kid coming with the 3-bet.
675.
675 is the number. Margolin out of the way. Action back on Tarapor. He's going to make the call. Heads up we go, and Perkin, a huge favorite. Tarapor is going to need a very specific flop. Hopefully it's not the case ace. Well, that flop is certainly specific. Triple nines for Tarapor, and the equities have reversed. What a cooler spot again. And Perkin now about to double Dara up unless the case ace finds the board. King of diamonds, no help. What a crazy final table we're seeing here. Tarapor's triple nines now. Getting a full double up through one of the bigger stacks, and it looks like Dara is going to be the chip leader after this pot here at 4.4 million. Perkin was the chip leader before that hand. He's going to be moving back down to the middle of the pack. And Lander and Tarapor now the lion's share of the chips, all on that one side of the table.
That it is.
A crazy final table. We're seeing kings beat by ace-jack twice, and now ace is cracked by ace-9 offsuit. Just don't see that every day.
I thought they told me over here to start it in 20s. I thought they told me to start it in 20s. So you can easily know your opponent there. I'm just going by what they say, you know. I'm on it.
All in.
I don't know, man.
And one of the biggest stacks at the table, just ripping it all in under the gun, ace-8 suited, and Tarapor, who just doubled up, looking down at ace-queen. The graphics are showing 3.1 million for Dara, but he's definitely got more than that. He does have the chip lead right now. 4.525 that we're looking at without counting the pinks.
Weird spot. Yeah. Sorry, guys.
Such a weird spot.
The other guy took 5 minutes. So.
One of the biggest stacks, rips it all in under the gun. Ace queen doesn't feel quite as strong. It's going to get the laydown out of Tarapor.
Yeah, of course.
What a play by Lander again. Super hyper aggressive. Getting better hands to fold. Action folds to the button. Gotta think Perkin hasn't looked yet or doesn't know it's his turn. Yeah, he gets out of the way. Now Margolin looks down at ace king. His chips are going to get in the middle.
I folded mentally.
There we go.
I get to see it.
And this crazy under the gun raise from Lander saved Tarapor some chips because he definitely would have 3-bet with the ace queen
Ace king.
and ran into Margolin's ace king, but instead it's going to be Lander who's going to be behind.
That's what I'm saying. He watched the stream before.
Earlier when I folded, I was like, man.
Margolin with the best of it here, but he's the one at risk. He has the shorter stack,
Supposed to call, but like,
but that's a good flop.
it's just too much going on.
Ace king still in the lead.
Oh.
An 8. an 8.
Well, ace queen.
Ace king about to be cracked by ace 8. Oh, and a queen on the river would have given Dara the hand. Look at this crazy game. Ace is cracked by ace 9. Ace king cracked by ace 8.
Well, yeah, ace queen away.
It is a wild one. And unfortunately,
Yeah, of course.
this wild action has hit Richard Margolin now. He is going to be eliminated in 6th place. We'll be taking home $5,900 though. Got the money all in good. That's all you can do. And all of the sudden, down to 5 players. Everybody guaranteed $7,100.
I got you.
29,380 up top. It's been a crazy stream so far. What kind of cooler will we see next?
Okay, next thing.
I got Jack.
Oh, yeah, took care of it. Yeah, of course. Yeah, no one's not gonna get aces cracked, no matter what it is.
Next thing he's going for. Remember that, okay? Next time you go.
I might, depends what I have. And if I think you're full of shit again. You felt like you were full of shit.
You see, that's the problem with poker, you never know.
Yeah, well, I do know now. That's the good part of poker. Sometimes
Every
you do
time
know.
you know it's in the past, it's gone.
I was actually worried about one of them waking up with a hand and I'm just fucked. I'm just sandwiched in.
Well, yeah, I mean, he you ran into it.
I just want to get rid of these pinks.
You just don't know.
If I'm in the big blind, I call.
Right?
Correct. We need to get these pinks off.
Just the two of us, my friend?
Are we gonna break?
No, we have 40 minutes.
250, sorry.
41 minutes for the break.
Yeah, there's no break. Oh.
Heads up now. Big blind versus Pertkin, who raised this one from the cutoff. Ace 9 still in the lead. It's going to go check, check, and board pairs, changing nothing. Lander can lead out for 300,000 though, and does get a call here. Now double board pair with a king on board. Perkins ace with the check mark. But Lander ripping it all in again with nothing. Guy is wild. Perkin trying to figure out what could this possibly be. It's just another one of those spots though. Tattoo with less than 4 big blinds. Do you want to put your tournament at risk calling this wild man? Is not an easy decision, but it looks like Perkin is leaning towards fold, and he does lay it down. Is Lander going to windmill another bluff? No. Not showing unless he has to. Keeping his foot on the gas, and he is up now to over 7 million in chips.
You want to bring this with you?
15.7 total in play, so he's got almost half of them. 5 players remaining.
7,500 now. So you have a chance to collect a little more. Okay?
Appreciate it.
No problem. Whatever he had was no good.
I was just trying to see. Yeah.
Whatever you
but I
had,
had it. Yeah, I
whatever
feel like
you
you didn't
had
have
was
anything.
no good. 75.
Perkin limping in here with ace 10. Atto now down to less than 3 big blinds, looking to make something happen in the next couple of hands before he gets to the blinds. This one is going to be a limped pot 3 ways. Perkin with the best hand right now, Tarpor with a suited ace, and Lander in there with king 7, and 7-4 gets there, but more importantly, Tarpor with ace 4 hits trips again. And he's just going to check it, of course, let somebody get something. Checks around. 6 of hearts doesn't change anything. Will Lander go crazy? Not crazy, but he does bet. 125. And Tarpor gonna raise it just a little bit, 400,000. Gets Perkin out of the way. Lander eyeballing Dara's stack. Not gonna go nuts. Gets out of the way.
And then I have to pay for the button. I just look at him, I'm like, I'm missing, you know? Because I've been playing with him all over there, you know?
You're probably the only person who's ever missed him in his life. You're probably the only person who's ever missed him in his life.
That sounds so evil, man.
Just speaking the truth.
A good look at that beautiful trophy they're playing for here. One of the final events of the Fall Poker Open. It's been a great tournament series. We do have a few more events left tomorrow. Seniors event at 10 a.m. A Turbo Hold'em event
Start, my brother. I'm all in.
at 2 p.m. I believe tomorrow.
Well, let me
10K
see.
guarantee on that.
Yes, I do.
And then we have a nightly as well. You can check Poker Atlas for all the details or championsclubtexas.com. Whoa, as I talk, Lander ripping it all in from the button with ace jack suited, and Fam with ace queen now in great shape to double up through the chip leader.
Okay.
Ace queen of hearts obviously the best hand now, but Fam has to hold here or he will be eliminated. Good flop for the ace queen. Paired board though does give some chop outs. 7-4 gets there. Ace queen still good, and a full double for Fam through the chip leader.
Oh, sorry about that.
Nice
The
one.
table bigger than the regular one.
Bun's good.
You? Nice one, big guy.
Thank you.
Hatto, the short stack, now one hand away from the big blind. He's going to have to find something this hand or the next.
That was actually a good hand you got right there, though.
Hmm?
That was actually a good hand you got right there.
He was surprised you had a good hand. Oh,
No, yeah, good hand. That was.
Every hand is a good.
Yeah, that hand, that is true.
Jack 10 suited. This might be the
Yeah, I
one.
thought-
Is all in. 3 1/4.
That's all, man. Let somebody else do it.
Suited ace for Tarpor on the button. He's definitely going to call here. We know Tato's range is going to be super wide under the gun with less than 3 bigs. And heads up we go. Tato will need some help. But the way things have been going tonight, pretty rare that the best hand wins. Let's see what happens.
I had king 8.
Tato not in bad shape here. Basically a flip. So far, the flip is going Tato's way. 10 high flop, good for the Jack 10. Dara does pick up a 7, but he'll need another 7 or an ace. Instead, it's a Jack. 2 pairs for Tato and a full double. Be right close to $1 million in chips now. Still under 10 big blinds, even after the doubles. So he has some work to do yet. He'll be in the big blind now. Bam opening this one from the button with 4s, and Tato will defend his big blind with Jack 9. He will take the lead. Bottom pair for Tato. And Fam will not see bet this ace king high board. And if you didn't like the bottom pair, you're going to love bottom trips. Tato betting the minimum, trying to get some value out of Fam. And a good laydown by Fam here. There's just nothing he beats. What's Tato going to bluff with? Not much.
This November, the frontier belongs to Pot Limit Omaha, and there's a million reasons to saddle up. The Poker Go Tour is coming back to Houston. The 2025 PLO Roundup at Champions Club Texas is here again with a $1 million guaranteed main event. PLO Roundup, a 4-card showdown, November 14th through 24th, 2025. For details, go to championsclubtexas.com.
Another blind increase, more pressure for the shorter stacks. 75 and 150 on the blinds now. Average stack with 5 players right at 21 big blinds, but we see a lot of those chips are in Lander's stack. Tarpor and Fam each over 3 million. So Perkit and Tato pretty rough shape here. Both less than 10 bigs. Action folds around to Tato. He's in the small blind this time. 10-8. Taking inventory. He'll get out of the way, and it's a walk for Lander, the big stack.
You didn't have pressure when I raised you. I was just a standard raise. I said that was just a standard raise. I was thinking going bigger, but sorry about that.
Here we go, 7-4. Oh, what the? I guess at a tournament final table, maybe that's not the best hand. It's an advanced move. I don't recommend it for everybody. Folds around to the blinds. Lander with 5 deuce. Makes the call. Tarpor checks his option. Queen Jack in the big blind, and heads up we go. Jack high flop. Best hand gets better. It's going to be Lander betting 250,000. Tarpor just calling here. Lander picking up a gut shot. Not going to go crazy this time. Checks it, and Tarpor checks it back. Lander now picks up a pair. Checks it, and Dara's going to go for a little value here. Bets about half pot, a little less than that, 400,000. And he's going to get the value from Lander. Lander will still have the biggest stack, but Tarpor putting a dent in it and creeping up. I think it looks to me like Tarpor has more chips than what the graphics are reading still. 2, 3, 4. He's definitely got more than 4 million there. I think he does have the chip lead at this point. Yeah, I think he's up over 5 million actually. Lines are starting to come around to these shorter stacks now. Perkin and Tato gonna need to make something happen in the next hand or two. They're going to be losing a significant amount of their stack to the blinds. And just nothing to play with here. A bad king and a 6-5. They get out of the way. Folds all the way around to the blinds, and Dara wakes up with a pair. He's just going to limp in with the 7s. Bam checks his option. Jack Trace suited. Going to need some help. 9 high rainbow, good for the 7s. Tarpor leads for 200,000, just under half pot. Not much here for the Jack 3. Fam gets out of the way. If you like what you're seeing, be sure to give us a like and a subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you'll be notified whenever we put out great poker content here. Champions Poker Live. Help our channel grow. Get some great stuff in your feed. We will be back on Tuesday with our regularly scheduled PLO with the Stallions stream. If you like cash games, we're going back to the cash game schedule. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday this week. 5 p.m. Central Time is when we start. Suited 10, no good for Tato. Pertkin, who has the shortest stack, is in the big blind. Lander ripping it in with a bad ace again. Ace tray offsuit this time. Gets it to fold around to Pertkin, and with King 10, he has a decision to make. Decides to get out of the way, and Lander will not show this one. Aggression has had mixed results for Lander, but mostly good results. Still hanging in there with a big chunk of the chips in play. It will now be Tato in the big blind. Two shortest stacks in the two blinds. Action folding to the button. Fam with a suited gapper gets out of the way. Blind on blind. Pertkin jamming it in with 9-10. Tato asking for a count. Will make the call. And these two players relatively close in chips here, so it's another situation where somebody's either going to go broke or going to be crippled to about one big blind. Tato with the best of it going into this flop. King 9 versus 10-9. He is dominating, and look at that. King high flop just about seals the deal. It's going to need runner here. Well, there's one. It's a 10. Need another 10 or a 9. No. Would have needed a 10 only, actually, with that Tato having a 9 in his hand as well. Pertkin, unfortunately for him, will be eliminated in 5th place. Mark Pertkin will be taking home $7,100 for his efforts, and we are now down to the final 4. The multi-flight, multi-bag Fall Poker Open. 4 players remain, gunning it out for $29,380. Everybody guaranteed $9,200 now. Has been a wild, wild final table so far. Dead small blind. Nope, not a dead small blind. Dead button. And Fam has the 9-10 now. He's going to open. Makes it $300,000 to go. Tato, who just effectively doubled up. Down at 9 high. We'll get out of the way. Lander, though, with pocket deuces. We've seen him rip it in with worse. He does it again. He's all in. I don't think Fam can call with 10 high. He gets out of the way. This time, he does show. Lander flips the deuces over. He's back up over 5 million in chips. I believe the graphics are incorrect for Tarapor's stack, as we were talking about earlier. I believe he's still the leader. He definitely has more than 5 million chips in his stack. Stack of white chips is 2 million. Stack of green chips is 500,000. You can see it there. Got about
Can I get invited?
I play poker.
5.7, I would say, somewhere in that
Where do you
neighborhood.
play poker with what, in Lake Charles? Oh,
I'm the,
I understand.
am
what
I the
you're
big blind? Okay,
You're a
okay.
nice guy.
Let's see where the bone was at.
You're looking for too much information.
saying. Sounds like a good game. Sounds like a good game.
Let's just play. Let's see what happens.
Okay.
Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. You got 9,200 in your pocket now.
300.
9,200. No, I know. You know,
I gotta make it 300.
I'm all in. No, you got 9,200 in your pocket now.
That's so. Opening with 8-5 and Lander going nuts again. Ripping it with Queen 9. It's going to go ahead and steal. Very aggressive. Lander may have the chip lead now. That was Tarpor's big blind. He was right around 5-7 before that, I do believe. And Lander is at 5-7 now. Nobody really in emergency status yet. Tato is the shortest stack, but he has more than 10 big blinds. Plenty of play in these Champions Club tournaments. Always a great structure. Well, Lander actually has the goods now. He's not going to rip it in with aces. He's just going to call. Tarpor getting out of the way, and Fam's got the 7-4. Let's go. 7-4 crack aces one time. Not the best flop for 7-4. Lander's way out in front here in a very well disguised hand. Limped in with the aces. Now he's going to bet pretty big, 400,000. And Fam will get out of the way.
Calling.
Fam jamming it all in here with ace-10. Lander had limped in here with ace-5 this time. $2.37 for Fam. Lander will not make the call. Pocket deuces for Tarpor this time. He'll open to 350 under the gun. And Fam with a big hand again. This time ace-queen. Ripped it in with ace-10, but he wasn't facing a raise that time. He does rip it in again. Action will fold back around to Dara. I don't think he's going to call for that many big blinds with a small pair like that. He gets out of the way, and 2 in a row now for Fam.
He's heating up.
No, but it's a waste of time to keep counting them out and putting them in. So it's just, rather just take them so you don't do that.
You're taking away my fun. Huh? You're a serious guy. Huh?
No, it's just his route to him. His route to the dealer. And
You
give them
think,
extra.
you think so?
I know so. It's not a thought.
Folds to the button. Tato with pocket fives. Will open for the minimum, 300K. Suited 9-10 for Lander. He's in there. Tarpor with ace 10 will be ripping it all in. Tato with the best of it and less than 10 big blinds behind. Facing the pressure here. Makes the laydown, and aggression will pay for Dara this time, as Lander makes the fold as well. Tato now one hand away from being in the big blind with about 8 bigs left. I have to find a hand here, or he's going to be in really rough shape on the next hand when he's the big blind. This won't be the hand. Folds around to the blinds. 9-7 for Dara, 10-3 for Fam. He's in best shape going into this flop, but it's basically a flip. Nine seven takes the lead. Bottom pair for Tarpor goes check check. Gut shot now for 10-7. Neither player with hearts, as front door hearts get there. Dara checks and Fam will bet 200K and take it down. Tato will now be in the big blind for a pretty significant portion of his stack. A walk for the short stack in the big blind. Tato's got to love that. A free orbit for him. Pocket jacks under the gun for Dara Tarpor. He raises to 350, and Fam finds a suited ace on the button, so he's going to come along. Tato also with a nice looking hand here, four-handed. Very short on chips, but he's going to get out of the way with a raise and a call already. Lander folds as well, and Dara's going to be about a 70-30 favorite going to the flop here, but he will be out of position with the jacks. And it's a gut shot for the ace deuce. Jacks are still in the lead. Tarpour leads out for 4 1/4. Neither player really should have a range advantage here on a board like this. Bam makes the call, looking for a 5 or an ace. Dara looking to hold, and 9 of diamonds is a good card for the jacks. Dara bets 1.2 million into 1.9. Large pot brewing here. Bam really doesn't have an incentive to tangle with one of the bigger stacks here with a weak hand like this. Gives it quite a bit of thought, but gets out of the way, and Tarpour increasing his chip stack. Definitely the chip leader at this point. Pateau with a couple of free hands before he has to pay that big blind again. This might be the hand for Pateau on the button. King 10. Definitely better than average. Doesn't like the look of it. Gets out of the way.
There was like a blue paint on it. Payouts it came out.
Lander limping with King 6 is going to have Dara dominated. 6-5 for Dara. He checks his option as we go heads up to the flop. And a 6 finds the board. Both players connecting. Lander with the better kicker. It goes check, check. 4 of diamonds changing nothing. Lander leads now 400K, and he's going to get the value from Tarpour, who needs to catch something here, and it's going to be the 7 of diamonds. King kicker for Lander. That's $500,000, and Dara gives him a little bit more. Lander now up over 6 million in chips, and probably capturing the chip lead. Still a discrepancy on Tarpour's stack. I believe when they go on their next break, they'll get that sorted out. folds to the blinds. Dara with ace king will lift this up to 475. Suited queen deuce for Fam. Like he's thinking about peeling a flop here. Yes, he will see the flop. Heads up we go. Tarapur, the huge favorite, and hitting top. But Fam, open-ended. Dara checks. That's the trap. Fam, step in it. Just going to put a feeler bet at 200K. Tarapur makes the call. The tray of diamonds changes nothing. Tarapur checks and Fam rips it all in. It's a call from Dara, and Fam is going to need an ace or a 9, or he will be eliminated in 4th place. And Tato is loving this. 7 of clubs, no help. Tarapur eliminates Fam. Kevin Fam will be taking home $9,200, and we're down to just 3 players now. Tato getting a huge money jump. Guaranteed 13K now, as we are down to the final 3. Dara Tarapur knocking out another one. We hope you're enjoying the final table action here, Champions Poker Live. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe if you haven't already done so. And come on back Tuesday. We'll be streaming a cash game, Halo with the Stallions. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday cash games this week here at Champions Poker Live. Typically stream 3 cash games, and sometimes we get these tournaments as well. If you're interested in playing on Champions Poker Live, there should be a link in the description below this video. Let us know what limits you like to play and what games. Adding new things all the time. And Dara now back in the chip lead for sure, and that 6.7 is not even correct. He's got closer to 8 million, I would say. And we've got a walk. Oh no, a call from Tato with King 6. Option is checked. Both players connect. Oh, my mistake. I thought Lander had Queen 7 for some reason. Tato hitting bottom pair. Best hand gets better. Lander will be the one betting. So just calling. Leaving himself about 400 behind. The 10 giving a gut shot to the Queen 8, but it goes check, check. 7 of diamonds. Tato with the check mark, but Lander is going to put him to the test. All in. Just have to click that call button for a full double.
No, it's 4 1/4, not 7, 4 1/4.
The no-brainer for us. We've been watching Lander bet with nothing all night, but he hasn't shown a lot of those bluffs. These guys don't know how wild he's been going. Tato with a piece of this. eventually finds the call, and he will get a double.
Gutsy call. Nice.
Players are going on a short break. We're going to cut that out, though. They'll be coming right back here. Three-handed for that trophy that you see right there, and $29,000 up top. $29,380 to be exact.
Thank you, sir.
Third place, $13,060. Second place, $20,260, and first place, $29,000. Big jumps between these spots, and big gaps between these chip stacks as well. Dara Tarpour is the chip leader at the moment. Patrick Lander will be second in chips as we resume three-handed play, and Simon Tato will be the short stack, but he does have 2 million. And it doesn't look like they've corrected the chip stacks. I know there's 15.7 million total in play. I think that the missing chips that we're looking at are all in Tarpour's stack. He now has a stack of 500,000 chip plaques in front of his stack there, and I can see 5 million in chips besides those lammers. So, oh, there we go. The correction is up there now. 8.5 million. Big lead. Tato, though, finding a huge hand three-handed. Ace Queen rips it all in, and he will take those blinds. Lines have gone up now, 100, 200,000. Tato at about 14 big blinds. Three-handed, though, any ace looking pretty good. Definitely good enough for a raise, and he does so. Looks like 450. Tarpour waking up to a slightly better ace. Will call from the big blind. He'll be out of position, but has the best of it right now. It's up to the flop. It's king high board. Neither player connecting here. Ace 8 still playing. But Tato gonna fire out a bet and take it down. Creeping up on Lander now is Tato, 3.4 million in chips. Still the short stack. Tarpour with just under half the chips in play. That's almost as many chips as the two other players combined. Raise and take from Dara. 6 is good enough to steal. King high on the button for Dara. He's going to get out of the way. Tato with queen tray. Probably going to do the same thing. A walk for Lander. And he's got a big hand. Tato with 15 bigs now. Jack 9 on the button. Could go either way. Decides to go with a raise. 450. And Lander rips it in with deuces. Tarpour gets out of the way. Tato would be flipping here if he makes the call. Gets out of the way as well. Lander with the steal. Aggressive play paying off again. Tato now down to 12 bigs. 13. Just shy of that. He'll be in the big blind though. Lander ripping it in with Jack 5. Going crazy again, and Tarpour makes the call with King Queen. Tato, the short stack, gets to get out of the way, and now Lander is at risk. What a crazy move. Tato might get second place money by folding here. Dara, the 70-30 favorite, and picks up a queen on the flop. That is just about going to seal the deal. It's going to need runner help. There's a runner, though. A jack for Lander. He needs a jack or a 5. He will not get it. King Queen will hold. And just like that, Lander, who has had most of the chips for most of the final table, wildly gets it all in and loses to the big stack. Tato now locks up at least second place money, as Lander is going to be going home with $13,060, leaving it heads up, and Dara with almost all of the chips in play. He's going to be right around 12 million of the 15.7 in play after that. And you can see that they ended up making a little bit of a deal there. Tato will take home $22,500, and Tarpour is going to take home $27,140. They did an ICM chop heads up. And that is going to do it for the multi-flight, multi-bag event for the Fall Poker Open. We're going to be back on Tuesday with a cash game. PLO with the Stallions, 5 p.m. Tuesday. Thanks for watching all. This is Dan Fouts saying good night.
No counting the stacks, stacking the bag.